Good evening and salutations. Lynn the Deranged here with a Gunpla tutorial of a trick that I've kind of discovered. So this is for panel lining. This solves two problems. With master grades, you're occasionally going to have this where you've got pieces that naturally join together like this, and it creates a natural panel line. But it still looks a little too buggy or not refined. It kind of looks like something you were supposed to glue together, even though it's clearly not. It's clearly supposed to just be a natural panel line. Or, with some master grade kits, this is all from Zaku Cannon, by the way, you have parts that need to be bonded. And this is the case with high grades until only fairly recently, which you just have to seal it up and then have a nice clean line and you sand it down. Basic fare. The problem with that is, like with this cannon here, or the big gun here, you would have to have this inside before you glue it down, and then this would move around. This is a problem for me because I'm not actually very confident. Either one, I'd glue the little grip in place so it wouldn't be able to move around and I'd ruin it that way. Or two, I'd get it done and I wouldn't really want to paint a moving piece like that if I can help it. And you can help it, which is what this trick I will show you is about. And with high grades, sometimes I just really want to paint the individual pieces and assemble it later. For example, I plan to be doing the G Lucifer soon, and that kit requires so much bonding that I don't want to do that. I don't want to do all the bonding. I want to do this little trick that I have, just so I can have it a little bit easier to paint, and it still looks good. So let's disassemble this, and I'll show you what you need. You need very little. You need your piece, and you need it to be as straight as possible, straight edges as possible, and have it have no tabs poking out. For example, with these cannons, the big gun, you couldn't really do it on this one because I got these pegs here. You could, if you finesse it hard enough, you can do it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's much easier on one that has no pegs at all. And you need a sheet of acrylic. I got this for borderline free. I just had to pay for the shipping because I was building something with acrylic sheets, and this website sends out free quote unquote samples, and I'll have to pay the shipping. And I got this, and for a long time I didn't know what to do with it, and then I had an epiphany with this idea. And your chisel. So normally when you do any sort of edging or panel lining, you're going to be doing the tape all along the edges, and then you just chisel it out because, well, that's just typically how you do panel lining or etching. Problem is, my hands shake more than epileptic. They shake like a salsa dancer, and it's just super hard for me to get that perfect amount of width necessary for it. Shout outs to all epileptics out there. I apologize. For brief moments, I experienced your life just with my model kit building. And so, acrylic sheet comes in. And here's how you do it. Simple enough. You put it on the edge. So you just got this nice flat edge now to work with. Now try and get it as high up on the edge as possible, because if you have it down here, the natural way that a chisel works is chisels aren't straight, they're tapered. So if you have it like this and you're going at it like this, you're going to have a very, hold on, I got to angle my camera right. You're going to have a very gouging line, and it's going to be very uneven. It's going to be like this. You're going to have kind of like an obtuse angle of a chisel. You want to have it as close to right. You're not going to have a complete right angle, but you could just have a less deep one. So you want to put it up at the top edge. Now when you hold it here, it's very essential that you do not hold it too hard, because as you can see from this shape, it's just kind of a U shape. So if I put too much pressure here, it's going to bend down the middle. So just something to keep in mind. And now you take your chisel and you just, hold on. It's a little hard to do with the camera in the way. You just use it like this. And then, as you can see, I've started creating a bit of a line there. And this helps me to get a very straight line for chiseling. Now, I'm being gentle here because I'm kind of uncomfortable with my current holding position. So that's the kind of line you're looking at. And one moment, I will show you a completed product. Should have this out earlier. And once you go along all these edges enough, you get a really, really beautiful line. Here's the finished product. Because each of it was just on one section of the glass, and you just chisel it, and then you even do the corner, chisel it, and there you go. You got this nice angle here, and it perfectly matches the outside edge, you know, give or take, just because you're placing it against the acrylic sheet. Now, I've been working on the big gun, and as you can see, I've had an edge chiseled into there as well. And you have to do a little bit of cleanup, just maybe a light sanding, like a little bit of deburring with your straight edge. Let me see, where's my straight edge? Just to kind of show you. So like this, you just slight cleaning up. It's going to be necessary. And then, to show you what it all looks like assembled, let's see. You got your bicep armor, and you got your one that you chiseled out. And look at that. It looks much better. It looks much more defined, more distinct. And you can paint that, you can paint the pieces separately if it's something that you had to glue together. And then when you snap it together, it looks more like a natural panel line. I hope this was a interesting or helpful tutorial. I really enjoyed this revelation because it completely changed how I'm going to be approaching a lot of my models in the future. Hold on a second, I messed something up. But anyway, hopefully that was informative for you. Again, all you need is your chisel, your piece, and an acrylic sheet. Acrylic is really easy to get, easy to buy, whatever size you want. Like I said, I got this for borderline free from a company online. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching.